Hello, students. Welcome once again. And we are doing Ambai's short story, A Kitchen in the Corner of the House. I've already done two analysis. I've posted two analysis of the story. And today we'll be taking up the picnic episode. As I told you, this story is very episodic, and we can take one episode at a time and discuss it in a way that this story has patriarchal culture embedded in it. Each and every instance, each and every action, it actually shows how patriarchy or patriarchal culture is embedded in our lifestyles. So let's take the episode of picnic. And picnic to the lake had been decided upon only the previous evening. This episode comes on, I'm reading from the book on page number 185, first, second, third paragraph. And as we know that picnic is supposed to be a time for enjoyment. So the plan was for all the relations to make a trip to the lake together. Lake over here is Anasagar Lake, which is in Ajmer, because as we know the story is set in Ajmer. So there are about 20 people. Now when you're going on a picnic, you have to make some arrangements. And now look at the amount or the massive arrangement that these women have to do. For 20 people, 100 puris, enough potato and tomato chutney, 100 sandwiches, things to munch, bottles of milk for the babies, hot water and flask, a portable stove to cook hot pakoras in the evening, oil, besan, onion, chili powder, salt, green peppers for bhajias. Now, this is the amount of preparation that they have to do, and they have to already start cooking. They have to carry some food and also raw material to make pakoras, hot pakoras over there. So they have to carry all this. And as Meenakshi, she had not thought about this whole aspect of the trip to the lake, because when you go for a picnic, you go for enjoyment. But for this enjoyment, how much the women have to slog, how much the women have to work, nobody pays attention to it. Nobody is bothered about it. So, and the women got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and started working. And Gigi had to mix wheat flour into dough, aata gundna tha, and Kusum was heating oil in a pan ready to cook the rolled out puris. Now they have to make aloo ki sabzi and puri, and the amount of puris were 100. And Radha Bhabiji was spreading bread with butter and chutney, and packets of bread opened surrounding her. And Bari Gigi was filling plastic bags with things to nibble and rubber banding them. Now, it was like the whole machinery, the women were busy doing the work. And it was so hot that Radha Bhabhi's hair was glued together with sweat, and she was requesting Meena to make it. Now it is the duty of the women to do all the work, whether they have to prepare the children or make them ready for going to the picnic, or making khana, or carrying all these things. So Radha Bhabhi is also thinking to herself that children also have to be bathed, and it might be a good idea to carry some pants in plastic bags. And on that, Meenakshi says that why not Gopal Bhai Sahab? He can give bath. Why do you want to wake up the children so early in the morning? They'll start crying otherwise. And now Bhabiji, then she said very sarcastically, oh yes, he'll bathe them. Keep thinking that. And it was actually understood that she was saying it in a very sarcastic manner. Because why in a sarcastic manner? Because these men, they are not trained to do any work. And as we know that Radha Bhabiji, she is she's a very intelligent person and she's working in bank. So she was a very brilliant student at maths, but because her family would not consent to her taking her further studies, so she was working in a bank. That is, she's not only a housewife, she's also a working woman. Despite her being a working woman, she has to do all the household chores because she is, according to the narrator, she is staying in Jodhpur, and in Jodhpur you don't get, at that time you didn't get a lot of servants to do the household work. So here there is a stamp of patriarchy that women, they can do the work of men, they can share the responsibilities of men. In a patriarchal system, actually, man is the bread earner and it is the woman who has to look after the house. But if women can share the earning of the bread or share the earning of money with the husband, why not the husband share their housework? But this is beyond their dignity. So this is what, like, Gopal Bhai Sahab is somewhat like Papaji, but Kishan is somewhat different. Kishan थोड़ा अलग है मीनाक्षी के साथ. मीनाक्षी का husband, he is slightly different and he thinks in a very different manner. He's a modern boy. But Gopal Bhai Sahab is like Papaji, who seems that, or you can say that these kind of men, they are trained not to think about women's labor or about the consideration they can provide to women, or by helping them out in the kitchen or the household chores, or by looking after the children. So this is what. So they were doing all this work, and suddenly there is a male voice which comes. What's the racket in the kitchen? You are not allowing us to get any sleep, came a voice. Now this voice is a male voice. And this voice most probably is Papaji's voice, or maybe Gopal Bhai Sahab's voice, because it is a male voice for sure, because suddenly there was immediate silence. And this voice was rebuking the women. They were scolding the women that they are disturbing them, and they are not letting them sleep. It is them, is the male folk, that these women are not letting them sleep. They are not understanding what these women are doing. Poor things, they have got up at 4 o'clock and they are busy making food for them. And just why? Because they want to make everyone, all the family members, happy and enjoy picnic. Because men, what do they have to do? They just have to get up, get ready, and go to the picnic and enjoy, play cards or do whatever they want to do. But here, women are the ones who are working, they are slogging, and there's a description that by the time 8 o'clock struck, all necks and underarms were raining sweat. Cholis were stuck to the bodies. Oil smoke irritated their eyes, and their eyelids were heavy from lack of sleep. And Papaji peeped into the kitchen. And he said, as soon as the trip to the lake was mentioned, the lot of you began to leap with enthusiasm. And he laughed aloud. Now, look at the description over here, that it is not that Radha Bhabhi ji or Badi Ji or Meenakshi or Kusuma, they were tired or they were sweating, but they are disembodied women, because it was like machine, that all the parts came apart, like all the necks and underarms were raining sweat, and cholis were stuck to the bodies. Now, this description is not about the particular woman, but this is about the women in general, that the amount of work they are doing, and then they are slogging in that heat. And on top of that, what is Papaji saying? Papaji is saying that you all get so excited at the name of picnic, as if they were enjoying it, है ना? So now we know that these women are slogging, and even they're slogging at home, and when they go to the picnic or at the lake, then there are, upon the rugs there are card games, and children are also playing. But then Radha Bhabiji, now over there also they are doing the work. Radha Bhabiji and Kusum, they wash the plates. Then the stove was lit to make pakoras. Now there is no mention of these women having food, eating. Of course they must have had food and they must have eaten, but this is not mentioned in the story. So why it is not mentioned in the story? That here the narrator wants to highlight the amount of work and the labor which the women are doing without any enjoyment. And men folk are also not bothered about them. They are not considerate enough to think that they should also help them. Because even if you want a glass of water, it is Priya that she will help them. Now, when the women are away doing the work, then the girl comes in that place to help them out. So, like Priya, she's a young daughter, and she said, "I will make the thapatis in my house." Like, she's so small. She just she can't even properly speak, but still, she is the one who is trained into that work. So Papaji said that I have climbed all the mountains which surround Ajmer. Then Meenakshi asked, Gigi, what about you? Then Gigi said, every time he climbed a mountain, I was carrying a child. That is, men are free to do whatever they want to, but women are, you can say, fettered in the roles they have to play. That in the house, they are like workers, and even in the physicality, they are like, she's carrying the baby, she's carrying the child in a womb, so she can't even climb the mountain. And Gigi had born 14 children. Can you believe it? It's like a machine who is churning out babies. So you can imagine what might be her condition, giving birth to 14 children and then looking after them and then doing whatever responsibility she had to do. And if we think about Kusum wanted to look at the birds, but she is unable to do so because they have to return home. And here Meenakshi asks Kusum that what is the matter, why she is not happy. And Meenakshi asks Kusum, and Kusum is actually worried that she has not conceived as yet, so that is why she is under stress. Now, Kusum was the perfect daughter-in-law, but the one flaw which she has is that she is unable to conceive, and that drags her down, and she is so sad that she sobs that too silently. So Kusum had wept, and Kusum wanted to see the birds, the Russian birds which had come to Anasagar, but she is unable to enjoy them because for her these watching of the birds is a kind of a freedom. If you look in the text, women are not free. They are not free even to look at the birds. They had come on a picnic. Men enjoyed themselves very much, but women are not able to enjoy. Like Kusum wanted to look at the birds, but she is in a hurry to return and she cannot look at the birds, the Russian birds which she enjoyed along. So this is the episode. We have completed this episode of Picnic, and we see that in every aspect that there is patriarchy. The patriarchy is blended into it. It is embedded in our lives, and it is the things that control ourselves, control our women folk, and also the men. So in the next session, I'll take some other episode. So thank you for patient listening, and we'll meet once again. Goodbye. Have a good day.